Russell Westbrook is only 32 years of age. He still have 2 years left of playing at a high level.
Right.
And we already know, right? We keep talking about LeBron James and Father Time. Well, Father Time is not catching him no time soon. But we got to remember, right? We talk about the lack of shooting, but this kind of reminds me a little bit of the Miami days when LeBron and D Wade were playing alongside each other. And why I say that is because they knew they wasn't the best of shooters, but they imposed their will and they in the paint. They got to the paint. They got out in transition. They was like 50% of their shots came off of post-ups.
Yeah.
This is when LeBron was in his bag for us working out with Akeem Olajuwon going down to the low block. We already know what type of guy D Wade is. And when you look at LeBron and Russ just in particular, right, they're two of the best slashers to ever play the game, right? So I don't want to hear about Russ can't play off the ball. I don't want to hear about LeBron can't play off the ball because both of those guys are good at backdoor cutting and doing those things. And then you add Anthony Davis, right? A healthy Anthony Davis. When he's healthy, he's arguably the best big in the game.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, okay, Anthony Davis can stretch the floor a little bit because he's probably a better shooter even from three than LeBron James. But my concern is, Brody's $44 million, $47 million. He's putting a lot of cheese on this taco. Who else can they go out? Because when you talk about the Miami days, I also remember them having a clutch shooter in Ray Allen. So, how can they go out and who do you think they should target as somebody to acquire to give them some shooting? Because shooters, you can't just find shooters.
Well, I mean, boy, you got to understand, all right, first of all, you in Los Angeles, right? You in La La Land. That's the first thing. Now you talking about the Lakers, just one of the most historical franchise in the NBA in sports history. And now you're talking about going play with LeBron James, Russell Westbrook, and Anthony Davis. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys out there that would take the vet minimum. Guys like J.J. Redick. I mean,
True.
You could find shooters to come in and play with those guys. I mean, in sacrificing, it's not going to be hard at all.
So we're talking about another big three, right? We went through a period in the NBA where we had big threes everywhere. Now we had big twos, right? When you think about Paul George and Kawhi, you think about LeBron and Anthony Davis. Now it look like we're getting back to the big threes. But if you're a player, right, you talk about sacrificing maybe some money to go play with a big three. Are you picking Los Angeles or are you picking Brooklyn?
Well, I'm going with Los Angeles for the simple of LeBron James, right? And one thing about LeBron James, he knows what it takes to get to the mountaintop. I mean, look, when we talk about LeBron James' finals resume alone, it's longer than the holiday weekend. He has spent over 60% of his career in the NBA Finals. So one thing about it, he's going to get you there. Right. And if you want to have a for sure guarantee to get to the finals, then you go with the Los Angeles Lakers and you put your trust in LeBron James because he hasn't let us down yet.
LeBron's your boy, right? And I don't want to be hogging, but you know what I'm saying? We got synergy. I ain't seen you in person yet, you know what I'm saying? Do you think LeBron James, did LeBron James either call the Uber or did he personally drive Kyle Kuzma to the airport?
I don't know, but he got him up out of there, right? They got him up out of there. And you know what? I wish Kyle Kuzma well. But
it wasn't even the Uber Black either.
Yeah, but it was it was way past due for him to leave. I mean, because just watching Kyle Kuzma, I think he needs to be on the team. First of all, he needs to be away from Los Angeles.
Absolutely.
Right, so that he could get his mental together and focus on basketball, right? We never questioned his talent, but we always questioned his IQ. It was plays where we're like, what are you doing? Why did you make that pass? What made you take this ill-advised shot? And he's just not that guy to come in and fit alongside Anthony Davis and LeBron James that's trying to win a title. Right? And let me talk about Russell Westbrook again, because I'm excited about this team.
I could tell.
You remember Freddie, boy, people said that Rondo and LeBron James couldn't be on the floor at the same time together.
Yeah.
But when it mattered the most, when it was closeout time, those guys were on the floor together. And what did Rondo do a great job of doing? Facilitating the offense, cutting off the ball, getting layups. LeBron James, that slice cut from the wing area. They got it done.
Yeah.
All right. Great stuff by Kendrick Perkins, ESPN NBA analyst and NBA champion, joining Bart, Scott, and Freddie Coleman on Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin on ESPN Radio and ESPN News. What advice would you give Bradley Beal sticking around in Washington.
See, here's the thing about Bradley Beal, and this is the sticky situation. This is when the veteran side of me kicks in. You have to look at Bradley Beal, right? If he leave, he's going to leave about $77 million on the table. And I always tell guys that, especially when I was a veteran and a rookie, that you get your money first, right? I think sometimes we all get caught up in winning championships and forget that this is a job. And to me, I never want to knock a man from getting the most money that he possibly can.
Sure.
Bradley Beal is not like a Kevin Durant or a Steph Curry or LeBron James where they making a $500 million outside of basketball. So he has to capitalize on these contracts. And some guys, hey, just want to go out there and compete, play at the highest level, make all the money that they can, and let the chips fall where they may. So my advice to Bradley Beal is that, do you. Get your money, get as much as you possibly can. And if you get up in age, 2 years from now, you feel like you want to go to a team that want to go win a title, then go ahead and do so.
Okay.
So sign and trade. Well, any advice for Dame Dollar? Because he got the cheese, right? He you know what I'm saying? I don't know if his album flopped, but you know what I'm saying? He got that cheese.
Well, you know what? I tell you, this Russell Westbrook trade probably have Damian Lillard thinking a little bit differently now, right? You look at his team and you're like, okay, the Lakers have upgraded. They added Russell Westbrook. Like, can we really get better in Portland?
Yeah.
And I think you came up with it first. You told me about it. The ideal move is to Golden State.
Woj just bust my damn
popped
bubble.
that balloon about
And I don't know. Well,
45
Woj hurt
minutes
my
ago.
feelings. Woj told me there's no chance, and I'm trying to figure out why not, because we've seen Steph Curry can play off the ball. We've seen Steph Curry become less of himself and let Kevin Durant shine.